Kirsty from Garden City Library, and today I'll be running through a digital library laboratory session. Before we start, today's experiment comes from the book Kitchen Science Lab for Kids, which is available in our physical collection, but also available to borrow as an ebook from Libby. You can borrow those items and download them to your tablets and smart devices. So before we start our experiment, I had a few science-related questions. What happens when you mix different liquids? And why do some liquids mix and others separate? What happens when you mix water and oil? Do they mix together or do they stay apart? What about water and dishwashing liquid? Do they mix? Do they make bubbles? What would happen if you swapped out the water for milk? Would the milk and the dishwashing liquid mix, or would they stay apart too? Our experiment today uses both milk and dishwashing liquid, and it's called tie-dye milk. Just as a warning before we start, this one does use food colouring, so it can stain and make a bit of a mess. So I'd recommend that you use a cloth on the surface that you're doing the experiment on. You wear some gloves and an old shirt or a lab coat like I am. So let's get started. So for our experiment, you will need a shallow dish or a saucer, some milk. It works best if you use full cream milk, but you'll get different results if you use a different type of milk. Some dishwashing liquid, different types of food colouring. I've got 3, I've got blue, red and green, but you only need 2 at most. And some droppers or pipettes, so 1 for each colour. And it's very handy to have some paper towels, just in case you have a bit of a spill. So we'll start with pouring our milk. So make sure you pour just a light layer to cover the bottom. You don't need much milk. And then pick one of your food colouring colours. You only need a single drop of each colour, and try to get the drop somewhere towards the middle of the plate. We'll go with red next. And our last colour is green. Make sure you pop the lids back on the food colouring so you don't have a spill. And this is where our dishwashing liquid comes in. So make sure you open the lid, and you only need a single drop in the middle there. So tip it up, pop in the drop, and the colours start separating. So you can see they're moving around the plate. So when we add the dishwashing liquid to our milk and food colouring, the fats and the water separate from the milk. The food colouring that we added follows along with the fat molecules in the milk, and you can see as they swirl around that they're separating. Did you enjoy the experiment? Let us know the results of your own experiments at home by sharing a photo in the comments below. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook at Brisbane Libraries for more digital content such as Makerspace, trivia and children's literacy sessions. Don't forget to check out our library catalogue for more e-resources such as ebooks, e-audio books and children's games. Thanks for joining us today. That's all for now.